How many here today have been a victim of bullying? How many have witnessed someone being bullied or have been bullied themselves? I would like you to take a few seconds to think about the last time someone said or did something to you or when you hurt someone. It could have been verbally, physically, relational, which is damages, relationships, and social status. How did it make you feel being bullied? I'm sure it didn't make you feel good and you felt sad, uncomfortable, probably insecure. For those that have bullied someone, how did it make you feel? Did it make you feel powerful? Did you feel bad after the fact? Bullying has been and still is a major issue for youth. Research has shown that bullying causes psychological harm and thoughts that can lead to acts of suicide. Bullying destroys a person psychologically and it makes them feel alone. Many victims have taken their lives by physical or suicide actions. By Dr. Byron Lanyan, he states that 44% of suicides that occurred in ages 10 to 14 were caused by bullying. I was bullied many times by a small group of girls when I was in grade school. I was told my clothes were ugly because they weren't name brand. I was called names. I would get pushed out of the line if I was standing there first. If my backpack was sitting there and was off playing, they would throw it out of the line. And then the girls would always pull my winter hat off and throw it, so I would have to go and get it. And then I would have to go to the back of the line. A girl in my class once cut my hair because she didn't like how long it was. I witnessed my own children being victims of bullying also at a bus stop. The kids were punching them, throwing my kids' things around. My daughter came home from school and said that kids were calling her names because of the hair on her arms and her back. The school never did anything about that, and she decided she would shave her arms one day when she was in the shower because she didn't like seeing the hair anymore. And she was only 9 years old. Today I'll be sharing important information about youth bullying and sharing reasons why you shouldn't bully others. I'll first be sharing what bullying is so everyone knows how it can and understands about what it is. And then I'll be sharing the types of bullying along with how that can impact someone. And lastly, I'll be sharing how bullying affects two individuals' lives by sharing their stories. We're starting out, what exactly is bullying? Bullying is a repeated aggressive behavior where one person or a group of people in a position of power deliberately intimidates, abuses, or coerces an individual with the intention of hurting that person physically or emotionally, according to EDC. Bullying consists of three general characteristics. These characteristics are intentional, meaning that it's done on purpose to someone to hurt them. It is repeated, meaning the bully is repeatedly hurting somebody. And then there's a power imbalance, which means that the victim has less social or physical power. According to DoSomethingRight.org, 3.2 million students are victims of bullying every year. The bullying statistics from American SPCC state that 28% of U.S. students in grades 6 through 12 experience bullying, and each day 160,000 children skip school for fear of being bullied. I will now show you a video about bullying.
Did I tell you about coming back here? Did you hear me, nerd? Just leave me alone. Watch yourself, punk. Everyone in this room wants you to die. School just ended. Why are you leaving so early? What's the matter? Is pretty boy sad? Why don't you just go home? Never come back. The school is for people who actually have a brain. We don't need you. You're just wasted space.
Now that we have a clear understanding of what bullying is and how many youth it affects, let's take a look at the types of bullying and the impact bullying has on victims and the bully him or herself. Bullying can happen to anyone from preschool up to adulthood, and with the majority of that is the middle school age. According to Sherry Gordon from Very Well Family, there are many types of bullying, which comes as physical bullying, verbal bullying, cyberbullying, rational aggression, sexual bullying, and prejudicial bullying. Individuals who are bullied are at significant risk of developing some serious health issues and problems, and the bully themselves are also at risk for problems. They're both at risk for short and long-term effects, according to PsyCom. Some of the short-term effects for the bully are poor school performance, difficulty maintaining social relationships, and an increased risk for substance abuse. Some of the long-term effects for the bully are risk of spousal and child abuse, risk of antisocial behavior, substance abuse, and they're less likely to be educated or employed. For the victim, some of the short-term effects include bedwetting, social isolation, feelings of shame, sleep disturbances, difficulties sleeping, and self-destructive behavior, including self-harm. And substance abuse are for some of the long-term effects. Then they have suicidal thoughts, suicide plans, and the suicide attempts. According to American Center of Disease Control, suicide is the third leading cause of death in young people, which result in around 4,400 deaths a year. 90% of those that do kill themselves have depression or other mental issues. Lastly, I would like to share two separate stories about victims of bullying. The first story I'm going to share about is Evan Zymanek, and then the second will be about Mallory Grossman. Bullying can have serious negative effects on anyone, especially youth ages 10 to 14. And at times, it can hurt someone so bad that it makes them kill themselves. Suicide is not cowardly. You know what is? Someone hurting someone so bad that it makes them take their own life. 12-year-old Evan Zymanek committed suicide by hanging himself on March 23, 2016, after being bullied by his classmates. Evan committed suicide on March 23, 2016, after being bullied by his classmates, and he couldn't take it anymore. He was pushed, shoved, and stabbed with pencils for months on his school bus, and he was also bullied at school daily. This is according to Tobias Salinger from New York Daily News. Next, Mallory Grossman from New Jersey committed suicide on June 14th after being bullied from a group of girls at her school. She received taunts in her text messages, and she received them on her Instagram page and on her Snapchat. She was bullied at school by the same group of girls that would torment her, and they gave her dirty looks, and they shooed her away from the lunch table. She repeatedly asked her parents not to make her go to school, and she complained of headaches often as the school ignored the parents' pleas to help. Bullying is wrong, and it's never okay. Bullying has been and still is a major issue for the youth. Research has shown that bullying causes psychological harm and thoughts that can lead to acts of suicide, and 3.2 million students are victims of bullying each year. Bullies always have a choice. You will never be cool by bullying someone or hurting them to a possible point that they want to harm themselves or take their own life. It's a major problem. We should be treating others with respect, even if they are different. I'm hoping that everyone leaves here today taking bullying seriously. Be kind, be caring, and please don't bring other people down for your own satisfaction. They don't deserve it. Thank you.